A2 is actually a much more of a main character than 2B in the actual game. It really is, because I mean, in the original game, right, you play as 2B, then you play as 9S, then you play as A2, and then you either play as A2 or 9S, right? So you don't actually play that much as 2B. 2B is actually probably the character you play the least as. Yeah, think about that. 2B is by far the character you play the least as. Yeah, you play much more as A2 and a lot more as 9S, and you basically have to pick who's gonna be your main character, right? When you finish the game. So 2B actually has, I wouldn't say that 2B is the actual main character of Nier Automata, which of course is a big point of it, right? You trick to think she's the main character. He is based on anyone, so there's a much more clear correlation between who A2 is in both of the games, right? Like her memory and her personality and her body shape and everything and so on, it's her like body copy thing and gestalt and so on. It's much more clearly correlated between the two games too. So A2 is a more important character in all of the aspects, I think. That's right, A2 is here, guys. No, but seriously, this episode is great. It's a lot of Commander White though, yeah. Commander White now has become a lot more screen time. It's very interesting, giving her way more like emotions and humanity, maybe even a love story with her. Quite interesting. So again, hello, I'm Modern here. This is another episode of we both react and then we discuss all the different parts of Nier Automata, right? This episode, just like last week, it is massively changed, okay? A2 seemingly is kind of the same thing, but Commander White now, very changed. Have Station, very changed. And I hope you guys like the video here, because it'll be a long video again here, because this episode here is basically all anime new stuff, right? But I still think that it ends basically on A2 then. Kind of the same way as the game does. It kind of ends A and B route into the A to C route in the same way, roughly speaking. So it's interesting because maybe next episode won't be that different, because they kind of have the same kind of entrance point, so to speak. Talk about more in the later. Anyway, lastly here, guys, before in the episode, the timer is not correct then, because when I watched on TV, they didn't have like the first bit before the opening. They had it later on for some reason. It's kind of weird. They, it's Nier, so they kind of did some shenanigans with it, right? So the timer, I guess, is like wrong by like 2-3 minutes, because they had it after the ending. But I think it's supposed to be the other way around. So I think that like when it's released on English, they're probably gonna change the order of the episode. If you know what I mean here. it's very confusing. I was like, what's happening? Yeah. I saw it later, I was like, oh, I see, they did that thing. Oh, those bastards. So I was like, okay. Probably. But I've seen it before in other animes also, where the actual like Japanese version and the English version are not the same. The Japanese version usually have more stuff, right? Generally speaking. They have more omakes, like the ending scene. They have maybe some stuff in between, some more eye catchers. Usually, in a lot of animes, and Nier as well, then you get like a version with less stuff in it, right? Especially on omakes, so kind of after ending jokes, are usually cut away from a lot of animes, right? So it is quite different actually watching anime on like Japanese TV with no subs, because you definitely do get more of the anime. Not in every anime, of course, but in some animes, you absolutely some stuff are not shown in the English version at all. I don't mean it's not translated. I mean it's just cut away, right? You don't have the scene and so on. So and that is pretty common. So quite common actually. But yeah, so subscribe, press the like button, and let's check out Nier. Okay, let's go. Some Nier. Last episode, of course, was massively amount of changes. By far the most changes, right? I keep saying it in that review and comparison to the original gaming. Yeah, a lot of it. Oh, what happened there? Oh, strange. I stopped a bit. Well, so now they're fighting here. The war is starting. The resistance. Yeah, they're burning down here. It's 3B. So I said 3B. Yeah, it's a bunch of different B's, E's. But they're really going with another storyline instead of like. So like I said last episode was that what I'm wondering is when they're gonna get 9S into it, right? Oh, sorry, 8. Well, also 9S. I mean, 9S in like the after 9S later route, and also then of course to this is still back to like with the game before the game even starts. Yeah, this is back to like the Midas bomb thing. When 9S does the giant bomb thing. Yeah. Especially the rumbling. There's more the 9 boys. Yeah, it's more of the hacking boys. Yeah, the waifus are fighting and the boys are doing the rumbling. Yeah, that's. But we saw one of them getting course. I like that the red girl had more screen time, right? This episode. This just be evil though, standing in the flames. Are the robots fighting though? Why were those robots fighting each other though? That's kind of strange. So far it's just a massive giant war thing again. Yeah, they're not stopping this war at all. Okay, this is a classic. Wait, there's like a... Okay, this tanks don't really appear in the game that much though. But the boss are the classic need boss in the first game. Yeah, the red energy boss that all the little things toss at you. But... yeah, the tank isn't in the game. This thing is in the game though, yeah, this flying thing. But this is in the sky though, you don't fight on the ground. This is the boss in the game, but you don't fight it on the ground, or you fight it on... See, this is very... I like how they change stuff. So, as you can see here, right, now they're fighting the 6th stage boss, or the 1st stage boss. This is actually the boss on the swoop stage, right, the flying stage. Not the boss from, like, a normal, ground stage. So I like how the anime here, you can see it here very much, yeah, that's definitely the boss there. So I like how they're chasing it up, right, like, okay, we have a boss, but this boss actually never fought on the ground, they actually fought in the sky, right, on the sky stages, so they kind of like, altering a lot of this, like, timeline or whatever, or this, like, loop or whatever, and showing other ways to showcase these enemies and bosses and so on, right? So that was really interesting, using the sky swoop stage boss, and having to be fighted, yeah, on the ground instead. And a blonde, I think that's called her 3B, I think. Yeah, this is was 3B. Oh yeah, these are the classic enemies though. They're coming normally afterwards. This is pretty standard for like the factory stage. They have a lot of these like flying. They haven't shown Adam and Eve at all. This is yet. They haven't shown those guys yet. Think about it. Oh, this is the thing when they create an electric power thing. Yeah, they're kind of mixing all the different story elements at the same time. Yeah, now it's like first you have the sky boss. They're doing this thing. This is way later in the game. Yeah, they have a lot of different weird ways to like mixture all these different parts from the game. It's really interesting how they're doing it. Yeah, it's very like rearranging everything. Oh, now she gets like the 9. He's probably, yeah, red said, yeah. Got the red logic virus. Good cray. Oh, is 3B gonna be she's also cursed now? Her mouth is, she obviously has the virus. Oh my god! She kisses her! With the virus! That never happened in the game. There's no Yuri, it's not B on B action in the game. Gotta go back to that, oh my god. Yeah, there's no B on B action, baby. It's first we see this guy, right? He's coming up there, determined by the virus. And now she spreads the virus to 2B by, mouth injection. Yeah, she's like, she's gonna spread it to 2B, right? The 3B gets thirsty, man. This definitely is not in the game. It's not in the game. Yeah. 3B! Oh my god, it's Yuri! It's a Yuri virus! Oh my god! Yeah, they added some extra dirt to this episode. Yeah, that's not in the game. They added that thing a lot there. People are gonna love this episode. Yeah. This is gonna get a lot more views for this episode, man. People are gonna love it. Very interesting, yeah. Threw that kiss in there. And now it's like he's trying to save her. But yeah, 2B never gets affected in the game. So this is interesting here too. Maybe there's not a way to like make her die or something. It's more a death way for 2B instead. Now after 3B kissed her. Man. That's a deadly romance. I guess 9S. He's getting netto red. He's like, that's my girlfriend, yeah. He's like, get off my girlfriend, yeah, you slut. Come on, he's getting back on it. I guess he like cured her from the virus. But yeah, she never gets affected in the game, right? Not in that, especially in a kissing way. No, it never happens. I said not that way. Slammer, whatever. I'm not surrounded by all of them different. This happens in the game though, basically at the same place. Yeah, if you're surrounded by the YURI, they're corrupted. This is basically how the game is. Ignoring the kiss before, yeah, this is kind of how it is. You get surrounded by these guys and try to kill you. Oh my god, 2B is nice. There's a bounty shot too. Oh god, that looks beautiful. Yeah, she was like, time to get serious mode. Yeah, hardcore mode. Trophy clothing. It's very important, yeah, she couldn't fight until she trophy clothing. It's very important for her to remove her clothes to fight better. That does make perfect sense, yeah. She had to get into all these like butt scenes. Very nice. Yeah. But it was like, BAM! She blasted off her armor. It's like, let's fight. Yeah. It was like her ass crack. Like, yes. It's so silly. It's like yes. Like, now I'm ready. It's like, yes. That's how a woman fights. Okay. Yeah, she defeats them. But it's like a thing in the game as well, right? That they basically become like really stupid after they get corrupted by the virus, and it just makes the YURI soldiers like way weaker because they just like, you know, they turn into like, you know, regular zombies basically, right? So they lost all their abilities basically. Yeah, they can't really fight properly anymore when they turn into the virus. What if I did now though? I don't know, just blast or something. It's kinda weird. I don't know what even fired at. No, it didn't show it. It just show him like shooting a laser beam at something, and then now it's burning. Yeah, like what's going on? Is that one of the towers in the first city in the game? I guess so. Well, here comes more corrupt people. It's interesting though in the anime there's suddenly so many YURIs. Yeah, this is very different right than in the game, because in the game you feel like there are only a few hundred YURIs, maybe up to 1,000 most, right? They're not that many, but suddenly here it's like 10,000 YURIs surrounding them. Yeah, it's like, it's a little stupid actually how it kind of makes all the YURIs seem to have a way more troops in this in the anime. It's like not enough leathers for this. Are they gonna use the classic bomb thing? I guess not. They're gonna, yeah. But like I said, this is so many of them. So it is silly because it feels a little silly how the YURIs now are overplayed a lot, at least from like a number value. So if they didn't get hacked, they would be way stronger as an army. Oh, not the poor pod guys, no! Not the little pod. But they get it all now though. I don't know how they're gonna explain this thing later on and how they like reword it, because they wouldn't she have hacked their, yeah, but they used a bomb, right? Yeah, they used a bomb. But wouldn't they have hacked their memories, like the actual memory files earlier? Yeah, they use a bomb. This is how, of course, how the game starts, right? I mean, of course, not in that exact scene, but this is what I mean. Yeah, they're gonna reuse the loop. It's like another loop, right? Because, yeah, they used the bomb and saw how in that way they defeated all the YURIs. But I mean, the difference now is that because she hacked them earlier. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Because now the red YURIs were active, there wouldn't be much people left, right? Yeah. So you can't really loop this thing. But yeah, I guess she's so much more prominent now, the red girl. Oh, the commander! Not Commander Waifu! Not Commander Waifu! Yeah, but Commander Waifu before the thing. So of course Commander Waifu has way more screen time now, right? But this is what I mean, now she's been attacked by the red girl, I guess. Or maybe the moon human or something, but... So this is quite different than in the game, of course. Like, what does it actually mean here? Because now she's been affecting all the Yoras, and she's like killed them all up here as well. This happens, of course, where there's nobody yet. She's like, what virus? Here comes the humans, though, the moon. But this time they knew about the aliens, which is really weird. Last episode we saw how they knew about the aliens, so... Yeah, now they look at all the Yoras here. Who knocked out the commander, though? Was that the red girl? Maybe some hacking? Oh, yeah. Man, commanders know what's happening. Hope she's some more fighting scene in the anime. I hope Commander White... Here we go! Yeah, she's traitor, but she's the one that looked at her ass before. Oh my god! She's the one that looked at... yeah, she was corrupted. But she looked at the Commander White's assets earlier. Sonnano! Yeah, they've been betrayed by... She's the new evil here. Yeah, evil operator. But she clearly has a red girl laughing at her. Yeah. It's clearly the red girl laughing, and then all the Yoras are dying and so on. Oh, I see the whole bridge. Oh yeah, of course. So wait for it. All the operator people have been, also been corrupted now. Yeah, what's happening for? Because it's fun. But they seem to be more intelligent, these girls. Yeah, this is have more of the personality left. This is corrupt. This made them more like evil. Oh, they get blasted. But this is very new. Someone blasted for space, A2 or something. Yeah, someone like blasts out all the what? Yeah, someone comes from space and like shoots out all the throws them about the airlock, what? And it's gonna read off all the corrupted little yeah, that's very different. Commander Waifu here takes them down to this airlock, what? It's a good point, like why are you too different for? Yeah, why are you too fine for? Yeah. Oh, we have our data uploaded, blah blah. It's like, yeah. Should I do something special with you too, eh? It's a good point, Commander White. Yeah, she's like, you two are always somehow fine. And now she's like, why are you two here even to begin with? Why have you broken the plot hole here? Yeah. Now she's back. Operator Shan. Operators are way more evil now. Well, the operators are way more evil in this here in the anime version. The operator going crazy, man. Operator Shan. Oh. Man, the operator are freaking... I guess commander just fits himself. Yeah, she can fight too, right? I hope the commander gets... Yeah, I hope the command... Yeah, she's the one that likes her assets, of course. She's like, I took care of this girl, yeah. I got it. With her hairpin, I think. Something like that. Huh. Yeah. The storyline is very different, and I don't see how it relates back to ADB at all, actually. Huh. And just keep talking to the bear. Yeah, they leave her body, of course. To be Shan. Yeah. Leave a dead body, of course, but... Oh, is she in here somehow? I don't know. She's like, I can't leave. I'm the captain. Down with the ship. Oh, she's corrupted too. Somehow. She's also corrupted. Commander Red now. Oh my god. How's she corrupted though? She seemingly has way more control, right? Yeah, seemingly has way more control over her. Yes. She got like way more control over her. Yeah. Now they're playing like this soundtrack here. Is she gonna like nuke the orbit something? Now they're playing like the credits now for some reason. Yeah, everyone's dying here. Everyone's like dying. She's like playing. This name was Darkman. Commander is like, I'm also affected. But she clearly got more personality, like more mind power left though. Cause she's a waifu commander. So now she's just like blasts the home and she just blows up everyone. Yeah, she commits kamikaze, right? Classic heroic final here. She's like commits kamikaze and yeah, just like, I do it for my, I do it for you guys. And it's just, yeah. Sacrifice herself to blow up everyone. Yeah, the commander is like nuking them. Yeah, the commander. It's interesting they're playing on like the credits now. The commanders blew up the space station, and they're like, yeah, let's play the credits scene. Like the people that made a video game. Yeah, remember these guys, Yoki Toro, so on? Like what? Yeah, like what? They have like a very special different storyline here. It's like yes, the commander blew up the space station. And they have to escape in these like their mech suits. Yeah. What? Yeah, Commander White to turn pure evil there. This is very. And then A2 is back. It's very strange. They're doing a very different way to get to A2 here. She's standing there like, it's finally time for my screen time. Next episode, I called it last video. She's gonna be the main character after this. Yeah. No in team. Yeah. There's no I in team. Oh my god. Dark. Here goes the open. So, another episode that changes a lot, right? But at the same time, not entirely. So, first of all, of course now, it's a lot of focus on Commander White, right, or Commander Waifu, that they call it, right? You know, a character that has not that much screen time actually in the video game, but I'm guessing it's quite a popular character. She has screen time in the crossover games, or so I guess they're giving her more screen time because she's one of the more popular. She probably is like the third most popular after 2B and A2 and so on, right? So yeah, of the non-playable characters, has to be by far the most popular character, I would say. So they're giving her a lot more screen time, right? And obviously giving her this heroic ending of like she does kamikaze, right? She blows up the ship with herself, right, to kind of save them and so on, right? It doesn't happen exactly in the game. So this is quite different, but at the same time, I don't think it's overt different actually, because the thing is that in the game then, right, while you don't have, like I said in the reaction part, while you don't have like 10,000 Yora coming after you, you don't have this like ridiculous army of Yoras surrounding them, right? It's not this insane amount of Yoras. But when you kind of done most of the game's first storyline, the first loop thing and so on, so before you play A2 then, right, in the C path, you kind of have this thing where they will betray you, the Yoras, and you can't go back to the station after that, and it is like, maybe it explodes, maybe it's corrupted, it doesn't really matter. So I don't think it's like this in anime here, it felt obviously a lot more dramatic. She kind of like, oh, I'm Red 2 now, let me use kamikaze everything, that defy the operators, alright. But you still get kind of like, roughly half or so of the game, 50% maybe, 4% of the game, round here, you kind of get cut away from them, from the army anyway. So in that sense, this feels very similar. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen exactly the same, but as we see in the end here, right? We see A2, and she's coming down to her, and then she's the main character after, because basically in the game, A2 is half the game's main character, because you can play either her or 9S after kind of like this crash thing, or kind of this, when they leave the army basically, like, yeah, you can play her instead most of the time. So that does feel here kind of similar, right? And I said it in my last review, my last comparison, right? Go back to the video if you see it. I guessed correctly that A2 is probably going to have much more screen time next episode. Yeah, I said the exact thing. I said that they're going to conclude this storyline, and then next episode, or next week, next Friday, they're going to have A2 be the focus probably. I might still be wrong, of course, but I feel I guessed it correctly, because in the end, A2 is clearly now going to have a lot more focus, right? So I feel that I was right on the money on that bit, because that is similar to the game then, that roughly halfway through, this thing is crashing or whatever, right? And then, you play as her instead, most of the time. But like I said, it is this obviously way more dramatic. They have done this thing much more emotional for Commander White. Like, she doesn't really have that much. Yeah, like I said earlier, Commander White has way more importance now here in the anime. She's more emotions. She has some acid scenes, her buttocks or whatever, right? She got etchy scenes. She got emotional scenes. She got like this dramatic scene of her kamikazing it. She had a scene with her killing her, I don't know, lover, friend, something, the operator girl that was in her bedroom. Yeah, she can have all this stuff. So they're giving so much more stuff to Commander White, or as I call it, Commander Waifu. Yeah, Commander Waifu has a lot more screen time, but also it's more, like, humanizes her more, the anime, yeah. It makes her a lot more of a character, right? This episode and this episode, but also a little earlier we saw her talking to the aliens, but mostly this episode here makes her way more human character, right? Yeah, like I said, the game doesn't have her much at all, really, right? So, but like I said, I'm guessing she's very popular, and they want to expand on her character the most, probably, because that's on the merchandise. No, but seriously, she has definitely the most exposure from a non-playable character by far now. Absolutely. But that also probably concludes this whole thing, though, I think. Yeah, I think it's like I said, right? Like in the game, you kind of lose, the contact with them, basically, right? And here, then, more dramatic, but regardless, it's gonna be an A2 storyline from this episode, then, right? You're gonna follow her side, and I'm hoping for more back. Now, if you follow me on the channel, right, which you should, subscribe, press the like button, guys. I love A2, I like Kane, right? Kane, some people can't handle her voice. I love it. There's a footer, that's the big reason. Big extra bonus point. No, but I always liked A2 a lot more, right, than 2B. And honestly, in the storyline in the game, 2B is kind of along for the ride, right, honestly. 9S is the real main character, and then after this, this fall, then, right, it's either 9S or A2, which is the main character. You can pick who, and then on the tower, you can pick again who actually wants to, be the winner and so on, right? And to get the full ending, you have to see both paths or whatever, of course. But A2 is actually a much more of a main character than 2B in the actual game. It really is, because, in the original game, right, you play as 2B, then you play as 9S, then you play as A2, and then you either play as A2 or 9S, right? So you don't actually play that much as 2B. 2B is actually probably the character you play the least as. Yeah, think about that. 2B is by far the character you play the least as. Yeah, you play much more as A2 and a lot more as 9S, and you basically have to pick who's gonna be your main character, right, when you finish the game. So 2B actually has, I wouldn't say that 2B is the actual main character of Nier Automata, which of course is a big point of it, right? You trick to think she's the main character, but you only play her basically in the first path, right? In A route. Then you play the other character in B, C, and D and E route. So it's very different in that sense. And of course here, big spoilers then. Spoiler warnings for me only, but yeah, 2B is gonna die soon, right? And then kind of fuse with 9S. So that kind of gives her. With A2, of course. So that might happen this episode. I would guess that's gonna be probably the big episode next scene, right? Because if we're gonna focus now on making A2 be the main character, which she actually is, right? Yeah, then we probably have to have the 2B death scene, kind of the ending showing you 2B disappearing or exploding into like lightning or whatever. So we kind of need to probably have that happen now, and then it is true that then 9S gets kind of confused about it because A2 kind of absorbs some of 2B's memories. So in a sense, she's like both of them a little bit, and she cuts her hair, right? And so that hasn't happened yet, of course. So she's gonna probably change her outfit next episode. I think that's gonna be the big next episode. Yeah, we're gonna have A2 turning into her like 2B A2 hybrid thing, which has some of her memories, a little bit of personality, but mostly it's of course another character. And then from an actual gameplay standpoint, right? I talked about it in my first video this season here of Nier, but also when you play as A2, right, the game is much harder to. So I think it's not only she has more play. She definitely has more gameplay than A2B. Unless if you do like all, I guess you could argue you can do all the quests with 2B. That's the thing, probably not too much here, but you have all the side quests, right? And you have to do some of them before you kind of like go into the next route. But you can do it with 9S, that's the thing. And then afterwards, you can do some side quests. So it's a little bit weird. But I mean, I guess technically, if you do every side quest you can do with 2B, the 9S won't have many side quests, and you play her more. So I guess you can kind of argue about it. But from like a main story standpoint, 2B has the least screen time, actually, yeah. Kind of interesting about that, right? And when I think about when you get into and playing as her, right, in the next phase, it also gets a little harder too, because 2B again is A route, and I played the whole game in ultimate hard mode, right, which the game is incredibly hard overall, but like every route is harder. So it's like, I think that also makes, I guess, like when you play the game at least, 2B again fits the least important character actually, because you're probably gonna die the least amount of her, you know what I mean? So not only is she the first part of the storyline, but each secondary part later on is going to be harder and harder to write. So obviously, the latest block here we see me fighting against Hegel with A2. That's, I think, is by far the hardest boss in the game. It also makes A2 more of a main character, because she got more, I think, storyline screen time than 2B actually, probably roughly twice as much. But also she has all the hardest boss fights, right? So you probably actually would die more with her and have to repeat the boss more with her. That gives her even more screen time, so to speak, as you as a player, yeah. So it's there as well. But sure, 2B also has probably the most side quests, I guess. If you do them all on your first route, I suppose. Yeah, maybe. Because you have more side quests coming, of course, later with Pascal is over, which you can't do with 2B. So 9S probably actually has the most side quests. If you want to play only 9S and do everything with him, he's probably the character that can do the most side quests, because he's of course active in both different sidelines. So you can do all the quests on both different paths of the game. I think so. Very technical gamer. Honestly, I just never thought about it before, but in this sense. But absolutely, in my opinion, I would say that A2 is the main character, more so than 2B. And also, of course, A2 is based on Kane, right? Kane, of course, is she's the female character, the first game, right? And 2B, like I said in the ending, 2B, I guess, is based on Sister Yona, Sister Nier, maybe. She looks a lot like Sister Nier in the ending, but I wouldn't really say that 2B is based on anyone. So there's a much more clear correlation between who A2 is in both of the games, right? Like her memory and her personality and her body shape and everything and so on, is her like body copy thing and gestalt and so on, is much more clearly correlated between the two games too. So A2 is a more important character in all of the aspects, I think, and also the conclusion of the game, right? Than that thing. You have the Red Device. So let's see if that comes back to it later. But last thing though, I want to mention here before we end the episode. Of course, the kiss scene. No, but no, but I think that this is interesting just because, like I said in the reaction part, 2B never gets infected in the... Yeah, she never gets infected in the actual game. So, I mean, she does since she dies, basically, yeah. Arguably, right? That's kind of how she explodes herself. But she never gets affected like this, and then she's cured later on. So I wonder if you're gonna explain that this is why she dies later, maybe in this episode. That would make more sense if this is the reason, because even though they get kind of like revived up the organization again, I guess it would make the most sense, right? If she kind of like still has this corruption inside of her, as she got kissed by 3B here, and then that's why she will die in this episode, something like that. I'm just throwing it out there, but I feel that would be an interesting, like a new take on it. Because I keep saying she never had, because now she got like the virus coming into her mouth, right? And she kind of got affected by her, COVID style. Yeah, like that never happens in the game. So that kind of would make sense if that's like why she, becomes corrupted permanently and has to die or something, perhaps, right? I'm just throwing it out to you guys. But yeah, if you get subscribed, press the like button. Of course, I'll see you at Rimaru. And tomorrow we have, of course, My Academia coming out with. So I don't know. Let's was really good with end our amazing episode. Probably the episode. But everything goes to have a great day.